2025 Michigan Miss Basketball. Meet the 5 finalists. Doreen Ingalls doesn't take her obligation casually. Quite the contrary, she thinks of her job as chairperson of the Mick McCabe Miss Basketball Award as something of an assignment from Mission Impossible. She isn't far off. Each year her task is to find a way to narrow the list of Miss Basketball possibilities to a workable number for the ballot. This is the 44th year for the award, given annually to the top senior in the state by the Basketball Coaches Association and the Detroit Free Press. It has evolved into the most prestigious award a high school female in Michigan can attain. This year there are 5 finalists: Kalina Bryant of Wayne, Olivia Flynn of Harbor Springs, Isis Johnson Muser of Detroit Edison, Rockford's Anna W. and Tecumseh's Ali Zajac. Ingalls' undertaking is so daunting because there are about 705 schools that play basketball, which means there are at least 8,400 girls that play varsity basketball. You can narrow that number down to about 5,000 in those who are seniors, but it is still a whole lot of players competing for the award. Once the season begins, Ingalls is in contact with coaches from all parts of the state, who share their views of players in their areas. That is where Ingalls begins compiling a list of possible candidates. We began with a large list of different tiers of players, Ingalls said. There were well over 60 kids that were considered, and that was reduced down to 20, and that was reduced to 5. Last year's finalists, 2024 Michigan Miss Basketball. Meet the 5 finalists. Those numbers are not set in stone each year. A year ago, there were also 5 finalists, but there have been years when there were only 4 finalists and some years when there were 6. Those are arbitrary numbers, she said. It all depends on where that cut line ends up being. Each year a natural cut line emerges that separates the finalists from those just a bit behind. There is a difference between being a Miss Basketball candidate and being an all-state candidate. There are some very high-quality players, and we've got a great list of final candidates, Ingalls said. They've come from highly successful teams, and they're the top players of their teams. These kids were the cream of the crop. Once the field was narrowed to 20 candidates, Ingalls contacted the coaches on her committee and asked them vote for their top 5 players. It was a great job done by the committee, Ingalls said. It's a well-rounded committee from various parts of the state, and these coaches have played against and seen many of these young ladies play. I felt we had good coverage this year again. Voting will be conducted from March 5th to 9th, and only BCM members are permitted to vote. The Miss Basketball presentation will be March 17th at 1 p.m. at the Free Press. Here is an alphabetical look at the finalists.